What is ruining most relationships nowadays? Thinking that you must always feel that intense feeling you feel at the beginning of a relationship. And that when it subsides you're not in love anymore. Lack of self-awareness. Lack of accountability. Unwillingness to commit, or address, communicate issues. And the belief that the grass is greener elsewhere. Studies show that one major contributing factor is the lingering illusion of choice. There is always this unhealthy delusion to miss out on an even better opportunity, which makes people less patient about small problems and more picky. Lack of communication. Not nowadays, but always. People not seeing or seeking to understand how their childhood impacts on their relationship patterns, and how prone we are as human beings to replicate past situations, especially unresolved ones. So we project a lot of our baggage onto our partner, then get frustrated when they don't resolve it for us. It helps so much to be aware of when and why you're doing this, so you can choose to do it differently. Social media. Nobody wants to put in the work. It's easier to just fuck around. Trust issues. Trust issues. Infidelity and jealousy. Communication difficulties. Lack of balance. Compatibility problems. And abusive behavior. So many things. But for me, my divorce was very much due to focusing on the end goal instead of the relationship. And not trusting myself and what I need. I've now realized how I went into all of my previous relationships thinking that success was getting married and having kids, not happiness. I'm flipping that as I get back to dating. Selfishness. Lack of humility. Grass is greener mentality. Mental illness. My horse blew up, sad face. People are not honest, that's why. I might get hate, but casual relationships ruined it for everyone because nobody says it up front if they want it casual and end up cheating, breaking up, scarring their exes. No substance. People get together based on attraction and a lot of flirting. Eventually, once that fades, people realize they don't even like each other, get along or have any connection, things in common. What's the biggest relationship killer today? I would say poor communication, social media obsession, or financial stress. I think a big part of it is social media. People get addicted to the attention. They keep comparing what they have to a fake image of what others have. They're tempted more than ever before to be unfaithful as well. The constant grind of daily life. I have a fucking amazing marriage. But Jesus Christ, the daily 10 hours away from home and the stress is soul-sucking. Lack of respect for one another. When you don't respect somebody, you don't even care to try. You're just there by inertia. Unwillingness to change and always thinking you're in the right and you're perfect as you are, and if someone says otherwise they just can't handle you. Someone is a shitty rude person who can't keep a long-term partner turns to, don't worry, they just can't handle you. Making a person an option. Shelving * them for later. Being emotionally unavailable. Using a partner for their wants and needs. Social media. Hookup culture. Giving up instead of communicating. Social media, for one, makes it so easy to be unfaithful, and for two, it's always making people think there's better somewhere else. The illusion of having plenty of options. Social media. People don't talk about what they want, they just go with the flow until the eventual breakup. Too much stress. The enormous supply of human bodies online. Everything looks better and brighter than what you have in your hands. Our throwaway mindset these days. Something's broken. Fixing seems like hassle. I'll get a new one. Social media. Hookup culture. Lack of accountability and responsibility. Politics and a lack of balance. Unresolved intergenerational trauma. Nothing is ever their fault and always yours. Assuming something is done with malice when it is not. Sometimes people become so close or enmeshed. They believe they know the other person's intent and thoughts. Instead of asking for clarification or instead of listening to one another and caring or showing empathy towards the other person, everything becomes an accusation. This becomes worse over time, as there are actual misunderstandings or mistakes that cause hurt. I think one of the biggest things, partially from my experience on Reddit, is that people aren't willing to work through trials and tribulations in the relationship. Some people run at the first sign that the relationship isn't flawless. Anyone looking for advice on here gets told to break up with their so anytime they look for advice on the relationship. Porn addiction. Plenty of fish in the sea. Attitude coupled with entitlement. Inability to understand another's perspective. Huge egos. All type of social media platform. Cheating. Lack and abuse of trust, incompatibility and lack of understanding other. That is ruining relationship. Unrealistic expectations. People these days are expected to be perfect. Not a single flaw. It's not just in romantic relationships but in acquaintances too. Any hint of a trait which could be red flagged is used as a crack to split relationships apart. In the olden days it was a bit more accepted that people were just a bundle of flaws loosely held together with baling twine. Now we all have to be golden flawless gods with zero unacceptable opinions or behaviors. It's totally unrealistic. Cheating. Asking for an open relationship. Staying with people who don't respect you and it shows. Not handling rejection. Insecurity. Lying. Pornography addictions.